Don't you just love NBA free agency? I know I do. How's it going, everybody? My name is SESvince, and today we're going to be talking about the top 25 free agents, and I give you my predictions as to where I think they wind up playing next year. Now, this isn't a list in any particular order of these top NBA free agents. It's just a random order of guys, okay? So, first things first, LeBron James. He's the big fish in this free agent pool. Sorry, Kevin Durant. He opted out of his contract. He's most likely going to get paid 30 plus mil next year, but he's going to return to Cleveland. There's no reason for him to leave. It makes sense for everyone. So, no, he's not coming back to Miami. No. Dwayne Wade right now is the guy that seems like he could leave Miami, but I don't think he does. He's built up too much of a legacy in Miami to leave South Beach. Yes, he's thrown out fillers, or at least his agent has, to other teams saying he's available, but I think that's just more of a like making Miami jealous type of thing, kind of like when you make your ex-girlfriend a little bit jealous by flirting with someone else. That's very similar to what they're doing right now. I think he ends up staying in Miami. There's no reason for him to leave, especially if they end up signing a nice, good free agent piece to their team and help contend for the NBA championship in the Eastern Conference against LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now here we got our first restricted free agent, Andre Drummond from the Detroit Pistons. Obviously, I don't believe he's going anywhere. I think Detroit ends up matching whatever offer sheet he gets in the open market. Sure, there's going to be a couple teams that end up trying, but ultimately I think he ends up in the Motor City next year and continues to help the Detroit Pistons make the NBA playoffs. The big fundamental, Tim Duncan, one of the best, if not the greatest power forward in NBA history, isn't going anywhere, folks. He's going to stay in San Antonio. He's built too much of a legacy to go anywhere else, and it'd be kind of weird to see him in a jersey other than the Spurs jersey. The only way I don't see him back in San Antonio next season is if he decides to call it a quits and retire. Now, very similar to Tim Duncan, I don't believe Dirk Nowitzki goes anywhere. I think he stays in Dallas. There's been rumors about him being targeted by the Golden State Warriors, and that's all nice and well and good in my league in 2K16, but he stays in Dallas. They get some key free agents, and they contend for a playoff spot next year. So far, we've been seeing the trend of NBA free agents staying with the respective teams. That's because I want to discuss all the NBA free agents that I believe will wind up staying right where they are, staying put. DeMar DeRozan so far has only had conversations with the Toronto Raptors. He's not even taking meetings with any other team. That's because he's focused on getting this new contract, this new deal done with Toronto, and build on what they did last season. And who knows, they may be able to get another key free agent and build on what they did last season. The second restricted free agent on this list is Bradley Beal of the Washington Wizards. He is looking to get paid this offseason and wants to get a max contract because he believes he's a max player. I am skeptical, but we will see. I do think some team will throw a big contract at him, max him out, and Washington ends up matching it because they are not going to be able to get any big time free agent, and they got to keep the good players they have, or else what's the point of John Wall staying in Washington? They got to keep John Wall happy. I think Bradley Beal does end up returning to Washington, and just hopefully he can stay healthy and just build this good backcourt with John Wall. But yeah, that's my prediction. Bradley Beal, Washington Wizards. Book it. Number 8 on our list is Chandler Parsons of the Dallas Mavericks. Yes, he could leave and go somewhere else. There are plenty of teams that could use his services, but I do end up thinking he stays in Dallas. He stays with Dirk, Wesley Matthews, and whatever big / guard they end up getting. He likes being with Mark Cuban. He likes the team. I'm sure he stays in Dallas and continues with that team. Our first player of movement comes at number 9 with Paul Gasol. I do think he ends up leaving Chicago. There's no reason for him to stay in the Windy City. Go to another team that can help you contend for a championship. And what better team to go to than the San Antonio Spurs? So far from what I've read, they're the front runners to land him. It seems like a match made in heaven. Just go ahead and do it. Sign Paul Gasol. Even his own brother has said that he's probably going to go to San Antonio. So it looks like a foregone conclusion that Pau Gasol ends up replacing Tim Duncan in case he retires. This next free agent signing hits a little close to home. We are talking about Joakim Noah. He is no longer going to be a Chicago Bull, and that sucks because he's one of my favorite players to watch. He is a great teammate and just someone that you love rooting for. He brings energy to the team and helps be a catalyst for a run or a comeback. I do end up thinking New York's the best fit for him. He's a New York kid. Derrick Rose just got traded there. They need a center to fill out that starting lineup. It's almost like just putting the final piece to a starting lineup puzzle. Joakim Noah, he's going to end up in New York, and I think that's the best fit for him. Self-explanatory, really, but he can help facilitate that offense, help get guys going. He'll be able to help out Melo. He'll be able to help out Rose and Porzingis. He'll be a nice addition to that team.